I wrestled there out of high school. I was from a small town in Montana. I went to University of Minnesota out of high school, wrestled there. I was a three-time All-American for Minnesota. I won a couple Big Ten titles. And my junior and senior year, I got beaten by Kale Sanderson, who everybody knows. And then my 2 years out of college, I had the opportunity to wrestle the world, as coach was saying. I was actually the alternate behind Kale Sanderson. And September 11th, when the World Trade Center got hit, that's where the World Championship was supposed to be held in New York City, and they postponed it. And so, as I got moved back, Kale finished his senior year. He ended up staying in the U.S. He finished his college year since the World Championships got moved a couple months back. And so I actually went as an alternate that year. Had a good trip. Now I'm done competing. I'm in Minnesota, coaching, doing camps, I guess. But what I wanted to work on today was getting out of legs. Okay, spend time on the mat. So if you guys got questions, I can't talk real loud. So if you can't hear me, or bring it in. Anytime you got a question, just raise your hand. If I don't see you, just yell. Okay? Any questions? All right. Need a partner. Okay, a couple things here. Okay, working on getting out of legs. I'm going to show you a couple things that I like. There's a couple different positions we can get into. Okay, the cross body ride. Okay, you got to know the difference. So partner's got to get in the right feel, so that your partner's going to feel the right effect, or you have to do things right. If I'm doing a cross body ride here, I'm throwing this leg in deep. Okay, there's a little bit difference. So this leg should be. We're going to see that. I'm riding across the body. Okay, I'm going to be attacking this lower leg. You guys are hooking this arm here. Okay, but I'm across the body. Okay, I want to show you guys how to do a leg slip. If a guy cross body rides you, you can't do a leg slip. So I'm supposed to slip this guy off to the side, and he's already over here. I'm already over on this side, so it doesn't work. So when a guy does a cross body ride, you got to do something different. Okay, so here's what I want. Okay, I want the guy on top. We're going to be riding straight up on top of him right here. We're going to do a shallow leg ride. Okay, at first, and then we'll get to the cross body ride later. If I throw this leg in shallow, it's not deep. If I throw it in here, I hook. I'm pinching in with my knees, and I'm riding the power half here. More of a physical ride here where I'm cranking on his arms. Okay, sometimes guys are throwing two legs, they'll belly a guy out, flatten him out, and ride him real hard here. Okay, but that's where I want you guys being. Give me the right feel. Okay, so he's going to put a shallow leg in first. Here, he's staying up on top, power half of me, pinching me with his knees. Right in this spot here. Okay, right in this spot here. I feel a lot of weight in my hands. Okay, I don't want to wear myself down. Wrestling's hard enough the way it is. So when a guy gets on me, he has a power half. First thing I do, left leg came in, same side that he puts a leg in, you drop that elbow down to the mat. So I drop this elbow down to the mat. Okay? Now my back's starting to slope a little bit. If I'm like this, my back's flat. It's easy for him to stay on top of me. So I drop this elbow. This other leg over here. I'm going to lift this leg up. I keep it loaded here. I'm spring loaded here. Now my back's starting to slam a little bit more. It's going to be harder for me to hold up. I'm going to build some momentum with my knees here. I'm going to drop off this leg and this free hand here. My right hand is going to come back. He's more after. I'm going to get his knee and I'm going to clear him off to the left side. So I push this through my back. Once it falls off, I take this hand and I punch it straight up over my head. If I try to turn down here, I'm just pulling back up on top of it. So once I slip them off here, I got to punch behind my head. As I punch, I take my ear here and I just turn it down tight with my shoulder. I just push through my head into the mat. Turn it down. So I punch. Right now it's still tight in the neck, so as I punch, it slips off. This hand pushes. My left elbow stuck in the mat. I got to get this arm inside. When I punch here, I get to push off the mat with my right hand, lift that arm up to make sure it goes to the top of my head. Okay. Now I'm just going to take the knees, right leg goes down, and comes out and come out behind the arm. Okay. So same side leg comes in, I drop that elbow down. So left leg, same thing, drop my left elbow down, I stick my other leg up in the air. I build momentum. Slip them off. I punch. slip. Okay, a lot of guys in our room, when they first come to college with us, we show them the leg slip. Some guys pick it up right away. It's easy. Once you learn something like this, some of you guys pick it up okay, it's something you'll never forget. I think it's extremely easy to get, but for some reason, some guys just struggle with everything that feel. Okay, a couple mistakes I see a lot of our college guys make, even guys that have been trying it for a couple years, or guys that just can't seem to pick it up. A couple things. One, when they're going to throw that up, their base is narrow, and they get really extended, and as they throw, they stay up like this instead of sweeping their hand across their back and clearing the guy so he falls off you. They try to hit him with like an elbow. They throw their elbow up, and the guy's power half, and he hooks it. You get too extended like this, and you fall to your side. Maybe your power half to over. Okay, or my knee is turned in here, so they go throw it. It's always going over my hip. Okay, so you got to make sure your base is wide enough. And when I throw him off, my elbow doesn't go up. You catch him wherever you can grab a hold of him. Maybe his knee, maybe his shin. When I throw him off, my hand sweeps my back. Once he hits, I don't stay extended with my legs like that. I build momentum, I throw him off, and then I just kind of suck back with my hips so I don't fall over. And then I punch, straight over my head, make sure that elbow gets inside so I can go hit my knees and come off. Okay? Any questions there? Okay, so partner, be a good partner, stay on top, shallow leg.
What are you doing to make sure when you drop your elbow, bring your leg up, and it's not coming over the top?
Putting a second one in?
Yeah.
And I'll cover that next. If the guy throws a second leg in, how to get away if he does that. Okay, that's a good question. So we'll cover that later. Actually, when I show it, I like it better if the guy starts to put it in the second leg. Really use that foot to help him on my. Let's work on this one first and we'll get down. Okay, let's do it. Ready? Struggling a little bit. Okay, when I pull my head out, once I cut that corner and I switch my knees, I want to make sure my head goes behind the guy's armpit. Okay, so it makes it a little bit easier, harder for him to scramble with me. So in this spot here, throw the legs in, throw a leg in. He's staying up on top. He gets a power half. Okay, I drop the same side down. This leg comes up. Now I'll stay flat for a little bit here. I'm letting him rest. I want to make sure that when I want to slip him, I want to try to clean him off that first time, all the way off the side. So I'll start to raise up and I'll hit him here all at once. My back turns, my back slopes, so he slides off. I clean him. Once he hits there, I'm just making sure my hips, the weight stays back. I'll punch, elbow inside with the very top of my head. Some of you guys, a few guys I just saw, once they slip, instead of replacing the hand, they go to throw this hand and they're swimming this arm, this elbow inside, which is fine. A lot of guys will punch and swim at the same time, but you've got to get to the very top of your head. If you pull this elbow inside as you're punching and you don't get to the top of your head and you rest and you get on the side of your face, that guy riding you will keep that forearm now on top of your face and he'll continue to crank on your head. So you want to make sure you go down tight so his forearm slides off your head and it hits the mat. He should slide off. So I'm slipping here. Go ahead and stay, get up on top. Right here, and I'm getting ready to slip. Once I throw him here, as I punch, if I bring this elbow in at the same time, I want to make sure I don't go to the side of my face so I can keep cranking on it. I go to the top of my head so it slides off. So here, once I punch, I want this arm to slide off, my elbow comes inside, and I go up behind his armpit, and I got him here. And once I get a guy here, I should be thinking about getting an air ball. Okay, especially when I got this bottom leg trapped like this. I know you guys work on this, I'm sure, but I keep his legs split here. The only way, once I slip him, if I still got this hooked or if I reach back and hook it, the only way for him to stop me from turning him is if I'm loose here and I create space with my chest and his body. If you get this top leg through and get this leg through here, now he's fine. And I lost him. A lot of times you see guys reverse guy and they just let this guy get this leg back down. Okay, once I get my slip here, I want to keep my hip tight to his hip, and I trap this bottom leg. So I pinch my knee that's in front, I'll pinch it on top, and I'll try to slide up and attack higher on his leg with my leg. So I'm hooked in here. And now once I get here, when I was in college, I struggled. I get to this spot a lot, maybe off of like a double-legged guy down, and I trap this bottom leg. And I'd hook it, I'd elevate it, and I'd try really hard to put this guy on his back. Okay? But I didn't have a lot of success. And it's been a while now. About 5 years ago, a guy showed me. what I was doing wrong. Every time I hooked this leg, I always tried to run towards his head. And I thought I could run towards his head, put him on his back, and he would just keep spinning with it and never get it. Okay, so if you do have that problem, the difference is, once you get this leg hooked, he was explaining to me, and it makes a huge difference. You can feel it, you just got to run towards his feet, okay, and not towards his head. So when I hook in here, and I elevate instead of going towards his head, he's fighting down real hard here. I got to go towards his legs. This one, I can hop, kick him across. You can't stop him there. Okay? So if you get that one leg hurt, after you get a reversal, this guy's in trouble. Okay? I run across his hips and try to get my cross face in and get some exposure. Okay? So I can do that from there. Now the second question, remember, came in, what happens if he puts in a second leg? Excuse me. So I got a leg slip in, or his first leg's in. Here in this spot, he's riding me with the power half, and I come up here. Okay? And he starts to fight, or maybe as I'm getting ready here, he starts to fight this leg over the top and gets it in. If I'm extended out here, I'm done. Okay? There's no way I can reach back. He's going to crank me down and flatten me out. So first thing is, anytime a guy throws a leg in, I want to make sure I'm sitting back. If he bellies me out, I'm done. Okay? I'm not going to be able to get back up very easy. Maybe a ref might have to wait till we get a stalemate. So as he gets his power half in, I'm sitting back on my haunches here. Same thing, I know the second leg can come in. The second leg that comes in, that's the leg that I grab. Okay? This leg's a little bit deeper, so as he starts to fight that second leg in, whereas I step up and it's up, I reach back right away and catch it as it comes in and I get a hold of it. Okay? Now with this power half, it can't stretch me out because I got this foot. Now hold on to it, I'm going to pull this foot to me, and now I can get a lot more momentum. I can really slip a guy off hard with that. Now come up from the inside, rotate, come across. So most of the time, as I get that first leg in, a lot of times I'll step my leg up and I'll open my knee up because I want this guy to start to throw it in. Okay? I don't let him throw it in and crank on me. I'm waiting for it. This is part of my setup. As I feel it starting to slide in, I catch his foot. As it comes in, I grab it, hold on to it. Now I can pull it, and I can really build some momentum and whip him off. Okay? So one more time. Legs in, left leg's in. Remember, don't stay up here on my arms. I shouldn't be carrying his weight. I drop to my elbow. I drop to my elbow on that side, stick my leg up, and he starts slipping in. I grab it. Pull him to me. Right away, grab it, throw it off. Rotate. I'm out. Track that off. Okay, any questions? Okay, let's try that. Ready? Don't get worried about it. I like it when a guy's power half me and he's hanging on, he feels like it's real tight, so as I punch and slip him, he slides off the top. Okay, but now we're going to get into the cross body run. Where's my partner? Sorry. Can't see without my glasses. So okay, so now we're going to change it up. There's some other stuff there, but that's the basic leg slip. Okay, and our team has really had a lot of success using that. And I was just telling one of the coaches, when I first got to college, as a freshman, I did pretty good on my feet. Okay? And I think that's typical of a lot of guys that go into college wrestling. They're tough on their feet, and they think they're pretty tough on the mat. And I was okay. I didn't have anybody in high school that was a real good leg rider that was on top of me. And when I was wrestling, people spent more time on your feet. Okay? Now things are changing up a little bit. When I got to college, got some guys that wrestled pretty tough on top, and I struggled. The matches that I lost as a freshman, lost most of them by a point, a single point. It was because the guy that I was wrestling maybe was a good leg rider or good on top, and I couldn't get away. So I lost because of riding time. And so I spent that first freshman year working really hard on getting off the bottom and getting away from guys in particular that were good leg riders. Okay? And then I got to a point where I could slip leg riders. I was hoping they'd put a leg in because I could get a quick and easy reversal. Okay? And then after a while, you could set it up where I'd turn into a guy, I'd step over, and I'd step over his leg. So as he's riding here, this leg would come up. Now I'd step behind his knee here and set a guy to his butt here so he could have the leg in. Okay? Because if the guy wasn't a leg rider, it made it even easier. Okay? They actually, at the banquet my freshman year, Jay Robinson thought it was pretty funny. He came in with a can of paint. You guys probably heard that before, but I guess they tried to say it was so bad on the bottom that the guys would ride me like a coat of paint or something like that. It was which wasn't very funny. I was supposed to keep my confidence high. He was breaking me down. Didn't like it, but that was his joke. So I guess it maybe motivated me to spend time on the bottom. So that's when a guy's riding straight on top. Now we're getting the cross body ride. Okay, and a lot of guys ride like this, and it's a lot different. You guys riding, you have his legs through, and he's off the side. You can't leg slip him off because this leg isn't up on top, so he can slip. I'm already off to the side, and it's posted. Okay, so the guy's riding me like that. Okay, it's different. Here's what I got to do in this situation. So now he's got the leg through deep. Okay, here. I can't slip him here. Okay, because he's off the side. So if a guy throws this in, what I want to do here is I take this knee that he threw it in, same side, and I'm trying to sit him to his back butt. I sit him through. So I take this knee, I trap him, and I drive it through. So I sit him through hard here. As I do, my elbow comes back, and I sit to this left side. I just sit him to his hip, and I'm staying down here. Okay? Just like the leg slip. If I'm leaning back, my back, and I'm getting extended, I'm going to be in trouble. Okay, so once I sit a guy through, my stomach's flexed right here. I'm staying down, compact, and nice tight little ball here. And the first thing I'm gonna do here, okay, once I sit a guy through, is I'm gonna hit this elbow, I reach down here for this foot, and I'm just blocking it here, and I push off. I'm gonna rotate all the way to the far side. So I sit him, I'm gonna come all the way through. Right now he has a power half, let's say, okay, on this side, and it could be tight, but as I start to turn directions, he's gonna lose pressure, okay? The power half has no effect on it. So I push off my left hand, I push off all the way to the far side, and I'm just going to switch. Once the weight comes off this elbow, I'm switching my hands. My hand goes to the inside of this foot, the instep. And I come all the way across, and I'm posting this. And exactly the way it is there, that's what guys will do. As you come through, he'll lose that power half and break. He'll maybe go cross-face, or he'll come underneath here and hold on. Or switch to a power half for the other side. So I sit him with this foot, I grab this foot, and I push all the way across. As I get to the center, my hand comes inside. I switch hands and I post in this elbow. Now I got it. Now I got this leg up, now I'm in a leg sit. Okay? So I'm gonna sit this, my butt up. I got my elbow, my foot on the mat, I'm gonna lift my butt up, I'm gonna take this leg, I'm gonna slide it back. So it goes back, and then tight to his butt here. Now I got a little room to scramble, but I'm gonna win here. That leg's tight, so now I can't slide up top. I just throw this leg off, pull my arm, my head out, and I go from here. So from the beginning, cross body, I sit him, this knee goes all the way through, sit, elbow comes back, sit him through right here. I stay low. My heels, I grab this wood, I'm trying to get out of his lap. And I push off. I'm on my left side, I push all the way off. As I get to the center here, my hand comes inside, and I switch to my right elbow. So I sit, switch. Now I lift my butt up. This leg has to come back. Inside and then tight. Here. If there's space here, back here, he'll start to scoot around and pull himself back up on top. So once I sit him here, and I come through, switch, left elbow. Okay? I make sure I bring this knee underneath, and then I bring it tight. You'll see guys will do two things here. One, they'll just start to maybe, once I sit a guy here, they get this leg, they start to turn back down. As I do, I just basically pull them up on top of me. If I don't switch my hips, I pull them right back up on top of me. So once I sit him through here, far elbow, okay, and I want to pull him up on top, I lift my butt up, this leg comes underneath, and I can't keep it back here. It has to go tight to his hips. Now I throw it off, pull my head up. There's a little bit of a scramble there, but I'll win. Okay. So for some of you guys that are doing the basic ride on top and you were falling, this is what I use this slip too. So just go this straight up top. So now he's power halfing me here. Same thing here. Some of you guys are going to slip here and you're falling. And I said don't fall, but if you do, or you like this roll, a lot of times I'll do this now. I just got accustomed to doing this. I think it's easier. But guys, go ahead and square up. So right here, I'm going to go slip. If I feel like I'm losing my balance or getting extended, or maybe I just like to roll better, I'll just hit it right here. Go all the way across, far side, fix the block. Now lift the hip up, go tight, and scramble. Okay. So maybe it looks complicated, but this is pretty natural feeling if you try it, and I think it's It's real easy. But once I sit a guy through with that crossbody right, I sit, I get that foot, and I push off, and rotate. And switch your hips and tight to knee right up tight to his butt. Okay, any questions? Okay, let's try it. Ready? His hips, okay, the back. Okay, so one other thing I can do here, throws a leg in. If I don't like that roll or I don't feel like it's there for some reason, I'll sit him to this hip, same thing. I sit this leg through, sit him to his butt. And as I go here, I grab this foot, and I grab it for a couple reasons. One, a lot of times I grab it here as I roll through, just to get, it makes it easier to feed it to my other hand. Okay? Now I can grab this leg here, I can push off it, kind of use it, drive it up against him. I'm blocking it here, I don't want to like pull it up here and then let him grab his own leg. Here, you guys do that, pinch it pretty tight. And here, I can still get away, but the guy gets it in here, it takes a little bit longer. So I try to keep it away. I use his foot now, once I sit him through here, just to slide out of his lap. And that's what I'm talking about. Okay, I don't want to be up here tight. When I'm up here, I'm right in his arms, his knees are tight, his arms hold me. It's a lot easier. If I can get him extended, he's going to be weaker too. So I'll use my heels and this foot, and I'll slide down. I'll slide down out of his lap. I'll try to start putting my back in his crotch as opposed to being hip to hip. I slide out of his lap. Okay? And now I can push off. An easy one here that you see a lot of guys getting all the time in college or high school, once they sit a guy to the hip, is I push off, and same thing. I want to get this left arm inside, so I'll push off. So I square up with him. Now the weight's off my arm, so I can bring it inside, and I can use this hand, I can feed it underneath. And once I get it here, I can turn back into a high crotch, but easiest is just to keep going, continue with it this way. And I pull my head out, and I crawl up the block. I'm holding on tight as I roll through, because if he's smart, as I start to roll, he's going to kick over, right? And try to get his one, so I hold on tight here, so I crawl up and get my reversal. Okay, so throw his crossbody in. I sit him all the way through. Once I sit here, I bite my hand down here for this leg, and I use my heels in his hand, and I slide out of his leg. Okay, now I push up, I get squared up here, so the weight's off that arm, so I can bring it inside and cut, and roll through. Okay? If I'm leaning over hard here and I don't push back, and I try to bite this hand inside without squaring up with him, once I do this, he's got that power half, let's say, even this spot in particular. If I come inside, I'm going to fall to my shoulder. Okay, I'm not going to be able to get inside. I can't move this elbow without falling down. So I push up. I square up here. Now the power half doesn't have an effect. I can get underneath. Okay? Sometimes you get in spots here. I've been in this spot here where a guy grabs his own ankle. Okay? Same thing here. It's not going to be easy. It's going to take more time. But what I'll do is I'll push off this hand. I'll try to create a little space still by holding this foot. And once I square up here, it's tighter here, but I'm going to take this arm up. Maybe I can't get my hand inside, so I just get my elbow down in here. Now I start having to fight from here. Fight my elbow in here. Now I got it. Now I can slip it. It's a little tighter, but I can still get the way. Okay? But if you can help it, try to keep that leg free so he doesn't reach up and grab his own leg and hold you in there. If he does, then you just fight your elbow inside and start pulling, driving your elbow in so you can get your hand. Okay? Any questions? Try that. Ready? We're working on just a real simple, basic thing, a switch. Okay, there's a guy on our team. His name's Gabe Dretch. He's our 74-pounder. He's telling the groups last night. There's nothing flashy about the guy. Okay, he's not great on his feet. On the bottom, he does one thing and one thing only. Okay, and it's a switch. And he gets away from guys, either switches them to where they let go or reverses them within the first second that he goes down. And everybody that wrestles him, for the most part, has seen us wrestle before, and they know exactly what he does. Okay, they know he's going to switch. So even knowing it, and as simple and basic as it is, they can't stop it. Because I watched him show the technique, and I watched him do a couple camps, and it's one thing he does very well, and the thing he stresses, and the thing that he focuses on, most importantly, he says there's two things. One, the hand that he switches with, he's not worried or concerned with getting that hand as he switches inside a guy's leg, poking and then trying to reverse the guy that way. He says that's not what he focuses on. That arm's important, but not getting it inside his leg. He takes that elbow, and all he thinks about when he switches is it's a power switch, is nailing that guy and jamming that elbow in deep. And using back pressure. Okay, so he's clearing that arm and jamming the guy real hard. The other thing is a lot of times you see guys switch, they sit to this near hip. So they never get to that far hip, so the guy drives them back over. We've all seen that happen a million times. If you get stuck there, it's not a good spot, it kind of sucks. So right here, a couple things. Here, off my basic switch, okay? If a guy's riding me, he's got a right hand tight waist here, I'm gonna switch that side, okay? So I'm gonna come through this one. My right arm, just like you've always been shown, this right hand's gonna come across, that's gonna be my post. Then I rotate this knee up. And as I switch here, I switch all the way to this far hip. I'm gonna sit all the way through, okay? If I get stuck right here, off this hand, I'm trying to reach back and switch, he's gonna jam me down. Okay? And I get stuck. So I want to get to that far hip. The other thing he's always talking about is he's jamming. Okay? He's using back pressure. In this arm that you're switching with, I want to knock him forward. I want to try to put the weight, as I jam on him here with this arm, I want to try to take this elbow, and I want to knock him forward this way. Weight towards his head. And either get this hand inside. Once I've jammed him here, now I can hook. I'm driving the weight forward. My feet are driving the mat. Now I can switch across to his hips. Okay? And you'd be amazed. I know people, when they wrestle him the first time they wrestled our 74 pounder, they're seeing, well, he does a basic switch. We nailed that guy, must cut him off balance. They think they know it. They go back down. A lot of them still try to ride him. And it's, like I said, about a second and he's away. Almost every single time. So basic, simple, but it works. Okay? But I want to hit this guy right. So again, real simple, quick here. Guys, got a basic ride, I'm going to come across, I switch, so I get that post, I open this knee up, and I switch this far hip. As I get here, I jam him back hard here with his hand, right back in his arm. Get him here, his hand's inside, now my feet are driving. I'm still using my back pressure, I'm driving in, but I'm trying to keep the weight going towards his hand and his head. And now if I can fit this hand inside, I'll switch to his hip and drive across. Try not to reach around his waist if I can, so he can maybe re-roll. Okay? Any questions? The other area you see, like I said, sometimes he won't get a reversal and they'll get here and they'll start to jam the guy once he hits. Once I hit a guy here, I took a quick space. A lot of times, as he hits him and he starts driving away forward towards their head, they circle behind him and he just gets this escape. Okay. Sometimes it's hard here. Trying to figure out what I'm telling him. But as a guy switching here, as they switches him, and he hits him here, he jams him in hard here, he'll start to circle behind, he'll just cut his hips away. Sort out to get walk. So maybe you don't get the reversal, but you still get away. Okay? But I want you guys to work on that. Get into your far hip, sitting all the way to that far hip, and making sure you're jamming hard with that elbow on the back of his armpit, and driving off your toes, trying to drive all the way towards his head. Okay, do this one first, and after this one, we'll work into an elevator, which is if you haven't seen this, is similar to a switch, but instead of using my arm, I'm using leg. Okay, any questions? Yeah, try it. Ready? Got that switch. Okay, remember, it's back pressure. I get that arm, I jam him hard with that, and I try to keep driving away towards his hands, towards his head. It gives me a little time to cut that corner. Okay, now the other thing I was doing is talking about an elevator. Okay, maybe you guys have seen this. I didn't see it until I got to college, actually. One of our coaches does it extremely well. One of our lightweight coaches, when I first got to school, and we had some real good lightweights, and our coach was phenomenal with this. He could elevate a guy from his feet. If a guy was trying to double him, I'm going to show it from a switch, but he showed it to our team. We have some guys that like it a lot. It's a kind of a tricky little thing, but I'll show it. You guys see what you think. Okay. So, same basic position here when a guy's behind me. Okay. I'm going to hit my switch, the same situation here, but instead of going and switching my hand inside, I'm going to take my leg and I'm going to switch it to the inside. Drive me here, my hand comes across, I rotate this knee up, and as I switch here, I take my hand, the elbow, same one that I'm jamming with, I'm going to pull that leg. I jam right here so that foot's inside. Okay, so I'm sitting my hip, this foot remains inside. I hook my foot in the back of his thigh. My arm's inside, I'm hooked underneath my thigh, and I'm pulling this knee to my chest. Okay, so I'm sitting here trying to like switch him right here. Now what's he gonna do? He's gonna drive in. Okay, so when he gets here and he drives, as soon as he drives into me, makes it real easy. Here. That is really good. So as I switch him here, I switch, hand comes through, sit right here, I grab this side. Now he drives me into my elbow here, that's when I switch this guy off, throw him off the hip. Okay, he gives me the room here, now I switch this bar hip and cover. So it's real simple and easy. Basically, I gotta be smart here, I gotta feel his pressure though. As he comes into me and drives, I hit my switch here, and I sit here, his foot rests inside, I didn't get my switch. He's not gonna pull his knee tight to my chest, stay extended. Okay, I'm trying to cut this corner. Maybe he starts to circle behind me and drive me over this arm as he drives into me, and I elevate him up. Okay? So I'm resting on this elbow, I'm staying up. When I feel that pressure and he crowds me, I can take his weight, his momentum, and throw him off. So this foot that's inside his thigh, all I do is I make a small circular motion with it, and I clear his hips off. Okay? You see some guys, like I was talking about our coach, he'd do it from a double leg. The guy get in on a double leg here. Here, and as he starts driving down, he'd get this arm inside, get it here. The guy gets here too, and as the guy drives through here, he elevates him off and get a reversal. And watching him do it, I was amazed because I hadn't felt him show it on me or try, but I seen him do it 500 times or 5 million times in our room to our same lightweights who are NCAA finalists and multiple All-Americans, and I was thinking to myself, man, I was like, you guys got to figure this out. This guy's hit this on you like 500 times, but it's hard. If you get it down right, it's really hard to stop if you get that foot inside. So off the switch one more time. I hit my switch. Arm comes inside, my leg's stuck right on the side. Okay, I can't throw him off right here, and that's the first time I didn't get the right feel. I said, switch partners. I elevate him on top. Here, yes, right in. As I feel his weight coming into me, yes, no. So I'm hooked inside here. I keep trying to skirt this corner. As he drives into me here, I can elevate him off. Okay. And that's it. And I switch, finish my switch there. I don't think it, maybe. I'm not sure what you're saying. So it's here. There's a million things you guys can do if you would, if I start to switch the drops down here, then it's I start working the corner, cut the angles and things like that. But, so, any other questions? Okay, let's try it a couple times, just a brief moment to see what you guys think. Ready? I'm not going to go through the whole story, that's sometimes the fun of it, the move, but anyways, this move, secret move, worked on. I developed a couple of different ones, but it basically was my senior year. It was 1995. I wrestled junior nationals at the Fargo Dome. It was freestyle. I'd take guys down. My favorite move was like a leg lace. Take guys down. I'd wrap it up, the leg lace. I could roll them through and finish the match off. Everybody know what a leg lace is? Okay, well things were going pretty good. That was my bread and butter. And got to about the semifinals, the match for the finals, my last round, and wrestled a guy, took him down a few times. He knew how to defend the leg lace, which is pretty hard. You got to sit up, and that's all you got to do. But this guy was sitting up. I normally would fake like a gut wrench, and that was one of my setups for it. I'd fake a gut wrench, lock up so the guy would defend by bellying out, and they belly out, you drop back, hit a leg lace, roll him up that one. Okay, but if you stay up and you don't belly out, and I can't get my shoulder underneath to drive you back down to your stomach, it's hard to get a leg lace. Okay, and we got short time, so I'm not going to spend a ton of time. Where's John? So in the finals match, I was getting beat, close match. I took the guy down, and about a few seconds left in the match. After taking him down, the guy went parterre. And he stayed up, okay? So what I was talking about here is I like to drive a guy flat here, and I can hook up this leg. Once I get that locked up, then you can roll a guy and score some easy 2 points. Okay? But if a guy's staying up and he's staying back this way, he's sitting back, I normally fake my gut wrench so he bellies out, and then I drop and hit it. So if he's staying up, I can't leg lace him, right? So then I hit the secret move, the egg roll, that I've been working on just for this scenario. So I'll show you it real quick. It's a last second desperation move. So if you try and it doesn't work, don't blame me, right? I want your coaches in on it. All I'm going to do here, optional start, this inside leg comes all the way back behind his leg and hooks right here. Okay? So an optional start, hit it, roll it through, lock up your cradle. Got my 2 points. End of the match, won the match. Crowd went crazy. Told him to do it. You got to finish the move right. You got to stand up. You got a 6-shooter on your side. You got to pull it out, spin the barrel. You got to pull the trigger and fold it back. Blow your brains. Okay, so might be embarrassing if you get this move to work. So bittersweet, right? You got to get up in front of all your friends in at the duel and blow your brains out. They're gonna think you're crazy. Yeah, any questions? One more time. So I'm sorry I had to do it quick. I try to do a little show of it sometimes, but so I can step here, optional start. This leg comes not over the top. Okay, I just bring it back. So a little space behind his butt back here. I just let it slide. Okay, fall through, lock it up. And when I was working Jay's camp, the intensive camps, we said anyone that would get this move, so we didn't think kids would ever get it. Maybe $100. Okay, so they stopped doing that now because kids were sending in tapes all the time. They had to have it on tape. It couldn't be set up like in your backyard where I see you do it on your sister until it's set up. But in the tournament, guys that hit it, they give it some dollars. So now they stopped doing that. But in Minnesota, there's some kids. I didn't think this move was really that likely to hit, but now I'm seeing kids are actually doing it. And I'm sure 99% of the time they're actually getting caught on their backs. But they only tell me about the times it works. Do it either one. See what you think. You guys want to mess around with it, you can if you Jared. I'm going to go get him. I just want to say thanks a lot, guys. Best of luck this next season. It's great to see you guys here working hard. You guys are getting in some good competition, being able to wrestle live, and that's extremely important. Everybody that